To be humble. Q. Humility is considered as one of the most virtuous qualities of all. However, we may find it difficult to practice humility. Please teach us how to be humble in a concrete way. Oh, let's talk about humility. Our study in humility can be done very easily if we know this clearly. We try to be humble, but we can't. Why is that? It is because we don't clearly understand the law of humility yet. How can we be humble then? Humility is about respecting people. If we show respect, we are naturally showing humility. But again, we may not be sure on how to be respectful to others. A law of respect is that it is done by one in a superior position to another in an inferior position. Respect cannot be done by ones who are in inferior positions. In other words, from the upper hand to the lower hand. I may be causing some misunderstanding in this, so let me explain this further. For instance, some may ask, I have no money, so am I not in the superior position? Are you not in the superior in terms of your knowledge, finance, or talents? Are you not in the superior position at every given circumstance in the position that you are placed in? Why should the upper hand respect the lower hand? Without the lower hand, can you still be the upper hand? How can you be the upper hand when there is no lower hand? One cannot exist without the other. You couldn't have become the upper hand without the energy that was put into you through the sacrifice of the lower hand. This is why the upper hand must respect the lower hand. This is the law of grand nature. Another example, we have educated ourselves for those who haven't. If you look down on those people who are not educated or not as well educated as we are, it means we are not fulfilling our duties. When you are able to make a fortune, you made it from those who have sacrificed for it. This is why the lower hand of the economy must be respected. This is the principle of grand nature. If you are in a superior position in any field, there would be people in the position which are inferior to you. You should respect these people. Some may ask again, all right, I will be respectful, but how? Be understanding of those who are in an inferior position to you. You shouldn't be critical of the mistakes that your inferior makes. Understand them as you go, because even that is a form of respect. There will still be some people who would say, no matter how hard they try, they just can't respect their inferior. What is troubling these people then? We divide our social positions into 3 levels, top, middle, and bottom. The upper hand, who is at the top, should respect the lower hand, who is in the middle. Whereas we may fail to be respectful to people at the bottom. This is because grand nature has its own order. Therefore, people at the top will respect those in the middle, and the people in the middle will respect those at the bottom. People at the top would not interact with those at the bottom. Even when they do it without words. People at the top may secretly inspect the circumstances of those at the bottom to assist in their governing later. When people at the top associate with those at the bottom, they will have to be extremely humble. Also, they shouldn't interact with those at the bottom more than once or twice. In conclusion, humility is to respect the people who are directly inferior to you and not to those who are further positioned below you. This is not your job to take. It descends step by step. For instance, a CEO talks with his heads or chiefs of each department to convey his message to them, not to the employees further down the hierarchy. When he does so, he must offer tremendous consideration and respect to these people. By doing this, he must be extra careful about being humble to those at the bottom compared to those in the middle. Humility is for the lower hand. Here is a summary and analysis of the given text on humility. Summary: understanding humility. Humility is about respecting others. Respect is typically given from a person in a superior position to someone in an inferior position. Role of superior and inferior positions. 1. Everyone is in a superior position in some aspects, such as knowledge, finances, or talents in their specific circumstances. 2. Superior positions owe their status to the contributions and sacrifices of those in inferior positions, creating an interdependent relationship. Principle of respect. 1. Superior individuals should respect those in inferior positions because they couldn't achieve their status without the latter's contributions. 2. This respect is a duty and a natural principle. Practical application. 1. Understanding and not criticizing the mistakes of those in inferior positions is a form of respect. Hierarchy of respect. 1. Social positions are divided into top, middle, and bottom. 2. People at the top should respect those in the middle, who in turn respect those at the bottom. 3. Direct interaction between the top and the bottom levels should be minimal and conducted with great humility. Conclusion: 1. Humility involves respecting those directly below you in hierarchy, not skipping levels. 2. A CEO, for example, should show respect to department heads, who then respect their direct subordinates. 3. Superior individuals should show greater humility towards those at the bottom if they must interact with them. Analysis: the text provides a structured approach to understanding and practicing humility, emphasizing the importance of respect in hierarchical relationships. It argues that humility is not merely a personal virtue, but a social duty that sustains the balance and interdependence within a community or organization. The principle that respect flows downwards, from superior to inferior positions, highlights the necessity of acknowledging the contributions of those who support one's position. The practical advice on how to apply this principle: by understanding and being lenient towards mistakes and maintaining appropriate hierarchical communication, provides concrete steps for embodying humility in daily interactions. The text suggests that humility is an essential component of effective leadership and social harmony, grounded in the natural order of interdependent relationships.